Hello to everybody, this is Dr. Mariam from Mohammed Bani Hashim Advocates and Legal Consultants, and this time we decided to make a live stream related to one of the most frequently asked questions, like what things are possible to be done remotely and what things, for which things, for example, or what kind of issues you need to be physically present in UAE. I believe so this question is very important because unfortunately or fortunately a lot of people, they are outside of the country, they exited the country some time ago, or maybe it was long time ago, and some of them, they are willing to return, and they are asking what kind of things we can do, we can clear up before we actually arrive to UAE to be on the safe side. So, of course, some of the issues, they might be solved if you are even outside of the country. However, for some particular kind of issues, you need to be present. So you will not be able to do it while you are outside of the country. So let us talk about, for example, cases. If you want to make some kind of case, in some situations it will be possible even if you are outside of the country. However, not in all cases you can proceed if you are not here in UAE. And it's not only about having a lawyer. It's about ability to pass through some necessary court procedure, let's say, or necessary procedure in the case, to let the case be valid, and in the end of the matter it will reach to the right judgment. So if we are talking about cases, let's say we have a labor case. In the labor situation, unfortunately, the employee doesn't have lots of possibility to start the issue if he is not here in the country. So the answer for this problem is basically, we discussed a lot of times in our previous videos, that on the first stage the person has to be physically present. He has to go to the like previous procedure before the court, pre-trial period. He has to go to the Ministry of Labor, and there should be some resolution procedure in the case. So for this particular issue, even the lawyer will not be able to help you. So unfortunately, it will not be possible. However, if the case is already in the court, it's okay. You can still live your life and you will obtain your judgment. I think one of the major questions is about immigration, because a lot of people, they have problems with visa. They have unfortunately absconding cases, one of the frequently things, one of the common things. And the question is, can I, for example, remove my ban if I am outside the country? Basically, there is no restriction in the law that if you are not here, you can't remove it. You can remove it. But if we are talking about practice, in practice, unfortunately, if you are outside, you will have to send email, you will have to go through the procedure, remote procedure, and it's not that much valuable, it's not that much useful. So for the immigration things, it's difficult. However, in the law there is no restriction. I want to repeat myself. Also, if we are talking about family cases, this will not be possible, because comparing with the labor cases, there is a certain procedure of resolution, reconciliation, let's say, not reconciliation, but discussion between the parties in front of the council. So it's the procedure before the court, and this can't be done by the lawyer as well. So you have to be here in UAE to start this case. But you can later on, you can go, you can leave the country, and the lawyer can do it, or somebody on your side. But from the beginning, no, you have to be here. The interesting point about criminal cases, and unfortunately also there is some things where the lawyer will not be able to help you. Like, let's say you have complaint, you have a case in the beginning and you are outside of the country, the lawyer will not be able to help you. You can check the information, you can take some points, but there won't be possibility to do anything if you're outside. So here the answer most probably will be negative, but in some situation you can actually do something still. If we're talking about the other cases like civil cases, commercial cases, real estate cases, here you don't need to be physically present. So you can go ahead with the representative and you can feel free, feel relaxed, even if you're outside of the country. Now with the COVID situation and with the remote practicing, we have a lot of remote hearings, we have a lot of remote procedure even right now after lockdown, so it's active and it's only a plus to our work. For a lot of different issues like will registration, it also can be done remotely, but still some things you have to be here and you can't avoid it. If we are not talking only about the cases, because a lot of people, they are basically concerned about their life and about some situations where they had to drop off everything and they had to go. So after a while they are thinking about returning, and not only the cases might be an issue. So let's say like a simple thing, closure of bank account. Is it possible to be done remotely? Well, it of course depends on the bank and it depends on the situation. We're not talking about a loan, we're talking about a simple card like current account. Of course, if it will be approved by the bank, maybe it will be possible, but the standard procedure, you have to be here, you have to sign up the form, you have to fulfill some details. So if you'll drop your account, it will be still valid and you will have to pay some charges. And it might be a problem a little bit if you will drop it off and you will not have any balance there. If we are talking about other things like service agreements, some things where you, for example, you left your house, your apartment, and you did not close all the bills. Well, in some situations, yes, it's possible. You can contact the service providers and they can close for your accounts if they will agree. If it will be okay with them and you don't have any debts, it's fine. But it's always recommended to do it while you are here. Just take your time, couple of days, and do it straight away. Otherwise, it will be a little bit difficult, especially with some accounts registered on your name, for example, related to your house. And the interesting point about rent, can you close the rent while you're outside? Well, basically, we don't have any restriction to close the rent while you're outside, but it depends about your landlord, because the point where the contract is cancelled is not only where the parties agreed. The point is to hand over a key. So, for example, if you did not hand over the key and the landlord, he's saying that he did not receive a key, so this process might be not well completed. So he can't say that you are still using this premises. So be careful, and if you are outside and your landlord is okay with you to go out from the rent, however, you paid everything, and for some particular date you are not willing to continue, just be very careful that there will be all the necessary consents, undertakings, everything with your landlord, so he will not be able to ask something from you after, because we had some cases like this, and the rent was continuous because there was no proof of the key handover. There are some questions online. Yeah, please share your thoughts, your questions, maybe your issues. You want to ask something, you want to discuss something in live stream. This is actually the purpose why we are doing live stream. Thank you so much. We'll try to do more live videos. Within this time, we'll try to make some interesting topics for you. Also, please ask your questions. You can share your questions in the messages. You can share your questions in the email. It will be helpful to make more interesting contents for you, something that is interesting, something that is important for you guys, so you will have more replies on your questions. And this is absolutely for free, and we are trying to discuss as much as possible details, so you will have understanding what to do in this particular situation or this kind of questions. Thank you for the question. There is one question in the live chat about all the employment or internship programs. Please drop your CV, drop your message, and once it will reach our site, we will contact you and we will reply to you. Okay. So just to finish today question related to what can be done while you're outside of the country and where you need to be physically present in the UAE. Do you have any questions? Maybe somebody is interested in some points. Also, sometimes people, they are wondering about which cases are registered on their name. It can be done inside of the country while you're here. Some people, they are afraid to know because they might expect some cases against them. So they can actually check it while they are here. When they are outside, it's difficult to check for them by themselves. But this information might be checked. It's not a difficult issue, so it will help just for you to get understanding. But already we discussed what things can be done and in which cases you can just jump in and you can proceed on, or where you will not have any possibility to do anything while you're outside. So just to conclude, if you are outside and you know that you have some issues, this is also one of the major things that people, they ask, like, okay, I have questions, I have cases, I have problems, what I will do, like what's the solution right now? Basically, the solution is following. If you are really willing to go and to enter the country, well, you have to justify how necessary is it for you. Because if you have any questions related to criminal or related to execution procedure, like you have some debts, I'm talking right now not only about service agreements, like people, they have unpaid bills. It's also like problem, but this is not a major issue. Because when you have this kind of things, or immigration issue, you run away from your sponsor, automatically you will be arrested on their arrival. So this problem, even if you have a lawyer with you, it will not be possible to avoid. For a while you will be unfortunately arrested, a minimum term, so you will be caught in the airport. After a while, some problems, they might be solved, and sometimes it's the only solution, like you have to come to the country and then you can change some things. And we had a very positive examples where people they were encouraged to do this, and they had evidence, because some of the cases they are not opened fully properly. That's why it's possible to cancel them, it's possible to appeal them, it's possible to avoid responsibility, but you have to be encouraged to do this. If nobody has any questions in live, we will close this live stream for today. I hope it was useful for you all, and I hope it will give you more understanding about some things. And please share your thoughts, your questions, your feedback. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. We are uploading constantly all the videos there. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay on the safe side of the law. Take care and goodbye.